Good morning, everyone. Today we will talk about the direct instruction, its principles, its examples, and of course, its application in the lesson. But for now, let's talk about its definition and principles. Indirect instruction is a teaching strategy or teaching method that uses inquiries and encourages higher order thinking skills in an environment that encourages problem solving or project based learning. Unlike the direct instruction, which has been discussed earlier by the previous group, indirect instruction is mainly a student-centered instruction strategy. It also seeks a higher level of student involvement in observing, investigating, drawing inferences from data, and forming hypotheses. Lastly, in the indirect instruction, the role of the teacher shifts from being a lecturer or the director of the class to that of a resource person, facilitator, and supporter.
Today, we will discuss three indirect instructional methods. The first one is problem solving. It is the ability to find a solution to a given problem by applying appropriate skills or concepts, either from existing knowledge or newly acquired knowledge. Problem solving involves the process of first obtaining information on the problem in its current state to its goal state, then generating new knowledge on the methods to achieve the goal state, and lastly, making the decision to select the most suitable method to its goal state. This scenario is explained in the figure beside. How to apply problem solving in lessons. There are several ways to apply problem solving in a classroom. Number 1, brainstorming. To brainstorm is to think about and to try to come up with ideas or solutions to a problem either on your own or in a group. If you and your classmate sit around and try to come up with new ideas for a science project, this is an example of when you brainstorm ideas. Number 2, group problem solving. Assign students in groups and give them problems that they need to solve together as a group. This method allows them to listen to ideas and insights from their friends that they themselves may not have thought about before. Number 3, scenario-based problem solving. Create scenarios where learners need to think of possible solution using their creativity and thinking skills. For example, ask them about what they would do if they are stuck on an elevator. Number 2, reading for meaning or RFM is another strategy under indirect instruction. It promotes comprehension, the ability to reason, and active reading. Through RFM, students will be trained to take out useful information and to provide evidence from the text in their arguments. The process focuses on three stages: before, during, and after. RFM could be applied to every reader from various ages. How to apply reading for meaning in lesson. In reading for meaning, teachers will provide students with simple statements. These statements will be used throughout the three stages of reading and will help students preview and predict before reading, actively search for relevant evidence during reading, and reflect in and synthesize what they learned after reading. For example, you choose a certain story. As a facilitator, you should introduce the topic of the text and have students preview the statements before they begin reading, whether they support or refute the statements. Encourage students to think about what they already know regarding the topic and to record evidences about their stand from the story. After that, you can have a classroom discussion.
The third one is concept mapping. It is a way to organize conceptual information by using graphical tools. The features of concept mapping according to Novak and Canas are: number 1, the concepts are represented in hierarchical fashion. The most general concepts were put at the top of the map, followed by the less general concepts below. Number 2, cross-links is included to show relationship between concepts from the different segments of the concept map. And number 3, specific examples might also be included to help clarify the meaning of the concept. Examples of these are spider concept map, wherein it shows data that relates to a central idea. So you can see in here that the data is arranged surrounding the center of the map. Next, the hierarchy concept map, wherein it shows hierarchical relationships. The map could either progress horizontally or vertically. It has three types. First, we have the narrow and deep hierarchy, wherein it consists of one main category followed by several subcategories linking, which become more specific as it goes down. Second, the wide and shallow hierarchy, wherein it consists of one main category broken down into a few smaller categories. Lastly, the trees, wherein the categories are linked with lines to its subtopics. Next, the flow concept map, wherein information is organized in a linear order. Lastly, the system concept map, wherein information is organized similar to the flowchart concept map, except that this type contains the input and output functions. To apply it in your lesson, first, you should define a focus question or central idea. The central idea should clearly explain the idea that should be linked to it. Second, identify the key concepts related to the central idea. Rank the concepts according to the most general concepts first, down to the most specific concept. Third, link the most general concept to the less general concept. Label the connecting line to show the relationship between concepts if necessary. Lastly, keep on revising the concept map by adding necessary or cutting down unnecessary information until it reaches satisfactory condition. There are more types of indirect instruction, but that will be discussed by the next group.
For our reflection, it says in Proverbs 9 verse 9, "Instruct the wise and they will be wiser still. Teach the righteous and they will add to their learning." And it also says in Psalms 32 verse 8, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will guide you with my eye." We should always remember that in instructing or teaching, we should not just teach the lesson that was given to us. We should also be teaching the Word of God.